Well, morning everyone, welcome to the last weekend of January. Feels like we're flying through the year. So it's Saturday morning, we've just come out, it's the calm after the storm. So we came home from work yesterday and we had a few problems. The storm was right in the middle of us, so it was blowing this whole pergola that I'm stood under over. It was like leaning 45 degrees to the right. So I've had to do some quick repairs, just using these railway sleepers we had lying about. We've just chocked it back up straight-ish. So we've put one there, there's a couple over that side and one over there, and it's blue, the trellis behind me, it's blue that way as well. So when we were talking on the first vlog of the year, we were talking about jobs that we had planned and jobs that we didn't have planned. Well, this has turned out to be an unplanned job. So what we're going to have to do, weather permitting when it comes to it, is we're going to have to replace about 10 of these posts because they've all snapped. I mean, don't know how long they've been in. We've been here 9 years, so they've probably been in 15 years or so. But they've actually rotted and snapped about 10 of these posts going all the way down there. So what we'll have to do is, on one of our planned jobs was taking out this whole hedge here and extending these 3 veg beds behind it. So when we do that, I think we'll just add this to the job because it's going to be a pretty big job. We're going to have to chuck the top up and then we're going to have to get these posts out, somehow either take out the concrete that's holding them in or just drill out the posts. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So it seems it's held well overnight, so we'll just leave it as it is for now. It's pretty secure and we'll just go around and check out if there's any other damage before we get on with the jobs for this weekend. So like I say, it's blew a few bits off. I've just picked that trellis up, that was over there, it's just blew it off the top of there, but that's easy repair. And then as we go down to here to where the chickens are, this bit of trellis here, so this post here is gone, so I've just wedged it up at the other side with some, well, just some logs, just some fence rails that I had lying around. I've been to check the fence that I put in about 3 or 4 years ago, but that's held, which I should think so. It's only been up 4 years. I know the quality of wood nowadays isn't as good as it used to be, but it's holding, so that's pretty solid. So we'll just go and check over in the tree area, see if there's any more down over there.
We're just on our way, Stephen says, to have a look, see if there's any other issues that aren't apparent as soon as we walk out. And on the way past the greenhouse, I just wanted to mention this, but not jinx ourselves. This greenhouse has survived so many storms, and to be quite honest, we do try and close the greenhouse doors when there's a storm due, but it doesn't always happen. It was mentioned on a previous video about why don't we keep the greenhouse doors closed at this time of the year. We actually use the water in here multiple times a day for the animals. This is our main source of water out here. We don't have another tap in this area. We've got them over near the house, but that's why. So these doors are open pretty much all of the time. We do try, or Stephen does, have to be honest, it's Stephen, tries to close the doors when there's a storm due. But this has survived multiple different lashings from the wind and the rain. It's been absolutely spot on. So fingers crossed now that I've said that, I haven't jinxed ourselves for the next storm. While we're here as well, so one job that was on the list, on the project list for this year, was to mesh off this fence along here, so the one that Stephen put in at the back end of last year to stop the chickens getting through. We did say on last week's vlog that we were going to sort the chicken problem out. We didn't get round to that, as in the chickens that roam around that shouldn't. So we'll probably try and catch those and at least contain them this weekend. But putting that mesh up along there will help stop, will at least stop them getting into the vegetable plot. Clearly got a lot to say about that. And the other thing that was on one of the planned list this year was to get these 3 trees moved here. So if you didn't see on a previous vlog, this line by my feet, there was actually another fence here, which Stephen took out once he put this one in that was behind me. So there's no need for this fence here anymore that separated the veg plot where Stephen's actually stood now from this bit. It's all just incorporated into one. So we need to get these 3 trees moved, especially this one because it's an apple tree. So it's dormant at this time of the year. But we haven't actually decided where they're going to go yet, so we need to get that decision made pretty quick. And there's some other trees that we hope to get to as well, that are also fruit trees that need to be moved. But yes, this is all needs tidying up and sorting out. There's obviously bits and pieces behind me to sort out as well. So the mesh on the fence, the trees and the general tidy up is what's going to happen for this area. But for now we need to go and have a quick look around, make sure that there's no damage that we don't know about and that the goats or anything like that aren't going to escape.
Right, just on the way around to check the goats, there's a debate whether somebody left the gate open last night because the winds blew it shut and snapped the thing off. So that's just a quick job, a few bigger screws in there, that'll sort that out, and hopefully that'll be it of the problems today.
It was down, but not to that extent.
Right, I've just come into the paddock and this tree was down off the last storm we had, but I don't think it was as bad as this. I can't remember, I'll have to re-look through the videos. But it's a problem to solve anyway, but it won't be getting done today. It's not going anywhere from now. So
you wouldn't want to have been stood under that, would you?
we were talking about replacing this whole fence anyway, just to tidy it up a bit, so maybe that job will just get moved up the list. But we'll see.
No, this kind of been down like this because the sheep are eating it now. Do you know what I mean? If they're interested in it today, we would have noticed previously. It's definitely come down more. Poor thing, poor tree. Right, let's go and see what else there is. Oh, look at those molehills. There's going to be no field left. Well, we're in the field, obviously. We've had a good look around. We don't have that many big trees in the field that would damage anything in here. It's generally where the sheep are and things, which you've already seen. So there's a huge tree, which Stephen will show you in just a moment, in the background there that hasn't come down. That's always a worry. And none of our big poplars in the distance there have come down. Black poplars rather in the distance. None of those have come down, which is always a worry for me. But do you remember on last week's video, Annie had a go at this molehill? Well, it's back. I mean, literally, so many molehills to contend with. I don't know why they've suddenly started coming and taking an interest in this, but before we get the horses out in the spring and we get the field sorted, we really need to get on top of that, because that's just an accident waiting to happen, especially with having the veteran horses. But yeah, any advice? I know you guys have told us in the comments before what you've done. We're going to go back and read through those, but any advice is more than welcome. Sorted out the rat problem, onto the mole problem. It's a beautiful day though. Unfortunately, Stephen's just noticed that one of the farmer's sheep is in the field and has died. Something's had a go at it as well, so it might have been there for maybe 24 hours or so. So he's just going to go and make sure there's nothing that needs sorting out immediately. And then we're going to let the farmer know, because he can come and take it away on the back of the card. But unfortunately, it's there's that awful phrase where you've got livestock, you've got dead stock. And that is a big worry of ours, because on a small holding, only having a couple of a couple of sheep or a couple of pigs or whatever, every single one is a huge loss. I know the farmers have got them in the hundreds, but we always feel for them whenever there's a loss like this. So I won't show it on camera, it's literally just in front of me. So Steve's just going to investigate, then we'll let the farm know and get on with our business.
Well, it looks like they've escaped. There's no obvious sign of how it started, but anyway, that's sheep. But he knows about it now. He's on his way down. Right, like Tracy said, we've had a good look round. There's no major problems. We'll get that gate fixed, and then we'll get on with what we tried to do last weekend, was put the bridge in for the goats, but we didn't get round to it. So that's going to be the first job on the list for today.
Excuse the shadow, but spring is in somebody's step. Right?
Right, that's a nice easy fix. Let's hope the rest of the day goes like that. By the way, today's video is sponsored by...
No, it's not. You can't say that.
It's not really.
You're going to get us in so much bother.
An excuse to give my Christmas present a run out.
How long's it going to look like that for?
Right, let's get on with this bridge.
I'll be over in a minute. Obviously, if you don't realise, Stephen is just a big clown, just a joker. That is a nice term, by the way, if anyone takes that nastily. So in the barn, oh my goodness, this week, what a difference. It's still looking pretty good, and it's made a huge difference, the work that we did last week to try and secure the well, first of all, to get everything tidied up and organised as best we can, and also to secure the spots where the rats were coming in and escaping from. Throughout the week, I have noticed a few different areas where they're probably using, and it's also not been the case that there's been no rats, but what it has meant is that we know that they're contained when we do see them, and we've been able to deal with them appropriately. So that is working out really well. Just need to stay on top of it, essentially. Same as everything, you know, things get put in here and dumped in here and then you don't get to tidying up. So we're trying to do it on a weekly basis. So I've just made sure that that's done now for the weekend. So that's the Saturday tidy up done. I have got 3 full barrows of muck that are waiting to go into the vegetable plot compost heaps, which Stephen's going to give me a hand with because we need to tip those over into those compost bays that he's created. And for now he's on with that goat bridge. So we were going to get them out last week, but Grace was at work last week, and they're Grace's goats, and obviously she wants to be there when they're out in the paddock and to get them back, because it's hilarious if you see Stephen and I trying to get those goats back to where they're supposed to go. So she's going to come out shortly with Ethel.
Right, so I've just come to double check my measurements on the bridge. I did make it originally to go over this, whatever you call it, channel in the ground here, because it comes off our septic tank over there, and then the holding tank, and then we've got the soak away, and then this runoff down here. So I did measure it to go into this bit, but I've just come down to double check, and now I'm questioning myself. So the only thing we can do really is go get it, bring it down, see what it looks like.
Did you just fall down the nasty hole?
Yeah.
Hello ladies, good morning. Hi.
I don't want to get it mucky.
You don't want to get what mucky? Your bridge?
Yeah.
Hi Hazel. You need to do a sign for it, like Billy Goat's Gruff. Don't say it to Grace, actually, because there was 3, wasn't there? Huh?
Yeah, well, she's got the dog now, that can count, doesn't it?
3 Billy Goat's Gruff. They're not Billy's though. What are you doing, cheeky? You're going to headbutt me. You're going to headbutt me.
Yeah, go like that.
I thought so, you cow. Hey. You don't though, do you, darling? Huh? You're just a sweetie. You're just a sweetie. You're headbutting Hazel.
Now I'm going to have to paint all the pallets to match.
The thing is, you're not joking. So what's the plan?
Right, the plan is, I'm going to unscrew that pallet from that pallet, cut 2/3 off that pallet, put that in there, screw it to the sides, level it up and get the ramps on, and then while the goats come out, if they come out, I'll go and make a gate, because it's not permanent for them to be in and out here all the time. So I'm going to put a gate on. I don't know whether I'm going to put it on this side or this side yet, but I'm just going to put a gate on here so that we can just open it up easy and let them out as and when. So if I just click my fingers, it should be done.
You wish.
It's not. Damn.
Stephen's asked me to go and get the goats inside, so that he can work freely by taking that pallet down and then obviously creating a gap, but the goats might end up getting out unsupervised, and that's not a good idea. We don't want them out full time because, well, 1, for the digestive system, it might make them really poorly, and 2, we need to supervise them because we've never had anything like goats in there. We've had sheep in the paddock and things before, but if the sheep get out, they don't tend to wander, whereas the goats might wander off and we might not see them again, and obviously that is not ideal. So when we go in there, we'll be supervising to see any weak spots. Hi sweetie. Are you watching?
A waddle. She's off. Not gonna go.
Watch septic tank. Oh my goodness, the speed! First taste of freedom. It's what she doesn't catch her eyes on those trees. Grace is videoing her too. She's never known a freedom like it, bless her. She can't hear anything at all that's going on, as I said in last week's video, but she has thrived this last week. Well, thrived for her condition. And she's got about 20% eyesight, so she'll catch you if you notice them when her head just twitched. Hello, sweetie. Hello, my darling. I haven't got food. I haven't got food. So maybe a blessing, to be honest, being deaf in this, with the amount of things that are going on that she won't be used to. She doesn't get frightened when the dogs bark or when there's the drill or any of the other loud noises that could potentially, she's absolutely flying, that could potentially frighten her.
I'm not gonna go.
She's actually running. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Maybe running because it was down bang. Are we going to build some muscles up for you, girl? Hey? Are you going to get all the muscles? Come here. Come here. Ducks are enjoying the water change. Are you putting any grips on?
No, no.
I think they'll be alright.
The mountain goats.
No, they're not. We'll soon see.
I think we're going to have to dig some of this side out because the angles are all wrong.
Oh, is he after a rat hole? Oh, bless her, she's so wobbly. We're just keeping her separate from the boys for now because they do tend to be a knock into her a little bit on her first time out. Coming up this bank's doing her the world of good. Building up those muscles, girl. She's going to try your bridge out.
Are you tired?
Right, well it's on, it's open, it's level. So just had to titivate these up because they wouldn't fit when I put them in against there. So I'm just going to move them over, nail them on, and then get the goats out to see if they approve.
We've also just learned that Ethel can run. Grace has been chasing around because she's really, really fast. Yeah, we don't know what she's like with the other animals and things just yet, so we're staying super close by. And she's really wobbly, but my goodness, she did amazing, didn't she?
A lot of breath.
I've opened the goat's hatch, but it sounds like they're not coming out straight away. Let's go and have a look. So Hazel's in front and Apple's behind, and Hazel will definitely find it first because she's the escape artist.
Hazel, come on. Apple.
Well, it works. They're free at last. So a week behind, but I don't suppose they mind. So we'll get on with the next jobs. What do you think, Ethel? Yeah? Yes.
We're just chatting to the farmer. He's just been to pick up that sheep. We missed the interaction between these two, saying hello to these two, but I think Ethel, our bigger sheep, gave her a bit of a headbutt. They're just investigating at the moment, but I've already identified a couple of places where they will probably escape. So Steve's going to start on with getting the gate made. Well, my job now that I've finished helping everyone that needs helping is working in the greenhouse. It's really warm, hence hat off, coat's coming off now as well. I'm going to start working in the back because the chickens have been in there using it as dust baths. Need to get on top of that, get it ready for planting. I've got a few small spinach plants that I can get in. It's so nice to see a blue sky. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. It's 24 degrees in here now. It's really, honestly, it's lovely. It's so nice to have a bit of sun on your back and kind of having to go like this because it's so bright. What a difference it makes. Absolutely loving it. So I'm going to work in here. I've got quite a few things I want to get done in terms of tidy up so that when I start sowing my seeds, which will be this coming week, we can get cracking on. I've got a video lined up for all of that. It's just going to be related to gardening. I keep saying that, but it's been a little bit too early from us here in the northeast to kind of get moving with some of that. So I'm really excited to be getting started with all of the gardening stuff, but need to get everything organised first in the greenhouse. With kind of, that's the theme, being getting everything organised around the small holding, etc, etc. But it's best getting it done early because I know the priorities take over once we start getting into the growing season and the livestock season and all of that good stuff. So using this good weather while we've got it.
More peanuts. It's that time of year again where we've got to keep the old little wild birds fed. But we've also got other stuff feeding on it at the minute as well, like squirrels and maybe rats, but we're not sure. So we're going to set that trail cam up that Tracy bought and see what's going on around here.
Switched it to on, not test, yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Right. Leave it there for a week, see what happens.
I would show you what we've already taken, but unfortunately someone forgot to turn it on.
It's not me.
I know.
Right.
Make sure we get that taproot in, try not to snap it.
Like that. Right, well I've got the tree out, but unfortunately I've snapped the taproot, which Tracy isn't very happy about. So we'll just have to give it a good plant, give it a good feed, and hope for the best in the summer. Sorry.
Oh, look at that there. We probably need to take this off here.
Well, this is the place for its final resting place, hopefully, anyway. But it's got quite a bit of rot on it, or canker, or whatever you call it, there, and there's a bit on there. So once we get it in and in place, we're going to lop these. We're going to lop these 3 bits off. But we're going to get it in first, get it settled, get it stamped down, and then it'll have to fend for itself against these chickens. Right, so we've got all the trees out of here, and it's just opened it right up straight away. So we'll have to sit down, draw it out, see what we're going to do with this area. Maybe be a relaxing area.
Relax, what's that?
Or I might put a couple more beds in, some raised beds or something, because it's a nice sunny area here in the summer. The sun's right up there, so I don't know, maybe just make space for a couple of beds. Anyway, we'll take you around there. We've moved the trees, we've planted the apple one like you've seen, we've took the holly ones around there. I think we're going to put them in where I've just dumped them for the minute, and I've also finished the goat's gate, so we'll take you around there, show you what we've been up to.
Well, I kid you not, I feel like we've got our 10,000 steps in just walking around the small holding trying to figure out where to put these holly trees, but we've settled on here in the duck enclosure because now that we've kind of got everything done over by the house, etc., we're trying to work out into the rest of the small holding and get the rest of it tidied up and prettified as best we can. And to be quite honest, there isn't anywhere else at the moment that these could go, and when Stephen suggested putting them on either side of the gate here, they actually look really nice in my opinion, so they should be fine in the shaded area. We've also obviously finished off the apple tree that you saw him putting in. That'll be fine in the little orchard bit there because there's loads of other things that grow perfectly well in there. So I think that's the last of the trees that we needed to get moved in the winter. We might be getting some more bare rooted ones in the next month or so, but we're not too sure on that yet. So that's a fantastic job done. Now, incidentally, and just really quickly, I've just been chatting with at least Mick, but a couple of you in the comments about problems of YouTube seems to be deleting people's comments. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. I really don't know what the problem is. Hopefully that'll get resolved quite quickly, but I just wanted to apologise if you're suffering from that. It's nothing that we're doing. We're doing everything we can to see everybody's comments. We don't ever delete, really. Even that nasty one where they said I was Steve's mum. I'm joking, I did delete that. Anyway, let's crack on.
Can't believe the footprints all over the fridge. Right, so So that's that job finished off. Just put a little gate on there to keep them in there when we don't want them out. A little lock on a bolt lock on the back should keep them in. I put it on this side because the sheep come in here as well, so I didn't want them standing on the bridge and then hopping over if they do that. So hopefully that'll be the most secure place. So now we'll let them back out and we'll soon be able to tell if it's secure or not, if it keeps them in. It's another job marked off the list.
That funny noise isn't a goat in pain, by the way, it's Hazel's random bleat. Apple's on the bridge trying to figure out how to escape. Just good job you're putting these in now, because keep an eye on them. Mind you, it looks like they're pretty much flying in, are they?
That one did.
Hopefully I haven't jinxed you. Right, I'll get the horses out and procrastinate because I don't want to get them out yet because they didn't go out yesterday with the storm. So they're probably going to be idiots. We are on Ethel duty today. It's now Sunday, so it's kind of a different paced day with taking care of her. Obviously, we're trying to have somebody with her 24/7 rather than putting her in a dog cage and locking her in, which would be for her own safety if we did. So yesterday, got done with the back of this greenhouse. Whoops, that made a louder bang than I was anticipating. All of this is lovely and ready just to plant in now, which I'm really excited about. I've got some bits of spinach here that I'm going to try and get in. As I'm talking to you, a chicken has just tried and walked in the greenhouse. So these doors are going to be staying firmly closed now that that's all done. I even hoovered it really, using Stephen's like workshop hoover, all the bits and pieces, the cobwebs and all the places that stopped like the door running smoothly. What that caught on there, this homemade propagator that Stephen made, sometimes the door just needs a little encouragement to go past it. So it's quite a tight, good fit there. Under here in this propagator we have got heated wiring, set that up purposefully for that, and this here on the top are the frames that go on the front of it. So that's going to be getting some good use because the seeds will be going in very soon. We're going to share all that with you, as I said. We've also got the other, what's this called? Is it a Vitapod or something? Stephen got me that for my birthday a couple of years ago. Really good with that. So, and both of them are quite low on electricity consumption, so all good there. I need to now get sorted in this front bit of the greenhouse, just a little bit of clear up and things to go, get these shelves ready for the seeds that can tolerate the cooler, and also in the gardening video I'm going to be getting the likes of the broad beans in that are doing really well. But yes, just got a kind of a general tidy up this afternoon in here for me, and also for the shed we've been working just clearing up around the shed and things. Stephen hasn't had chance to do the mesh. Let me see, where is he there? There's another one here running away, running off when she sees me. Anyway, Stephen hasn't had a chance to do the mesh this weekend, but as I say, there's nothing actually in the ground yet. I haven't got those broad beans in. When I do put those broad beans in, we'll need the mesh up, but he's on Ethel duty, as I say, at the moment, giving me sort of a bit of time to come out here and get sorted. So it doesn't matter if that goes up next weekend, but we've still got the chicken problem to sort out anyway, so that's just going to get pushed forward another week. On here I've got all of this to get sorted and the shed too, so that's me for the afternoon. Down a favourite bank. I cannot believe how quickly the days are passing and that it's the last weekend in January already. To think that the next weekend vlog that we're going to be doing is the first weekend in February. It's just absolutely flying by, and doing these videos is really helping kind of take stock of where we are and how much we're achieving each week, because Stephen and I will often sit on a Sunday night and think we haven't got that much done. Now when we come to edit the video we think actually we've got quite a lot done, so we're quite proud of ourselves. Anyway, it's about 1 o'clock now. I'm only kidding, still things to do, but we're going to sign off for this week, and next week we're going to bring you more updates on how Ethel's doing on the small holding, all things that are going on here and around our small holding in the northeast of England. In between then we're hoping to get out a canning video and also a gardening video as well. Not sure what order things are going to be coming out in, we'll just see what life throws at us. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll hopefully see you on the next one.